Hey everybody, this is the Chris's, and we're from kinhost.org. I wanted to give you a tip as a graphic designer on a way that you can use word processing programs to help you have meetings inside of your system. So here I have left Microsoft Word. On the right, I have Apple Pages, and I just kind of cut and paste from my own journal the styles that each of us are using in our journal just to have something to start with. So just to explain, Shane and Tina are not co-aware, but we wanted to give them this space to be able to talk. So we've come up with a way of making it obvious that the people that are talking have a black background. They're kind of not fully co-conscious, and then everybody else here is co-conscious. We have this mysterious unknown. And then we also want to be able to style some headers and maybe some plain text. So let's add some plain text type of thing here so that we can just note down a normal style here so that we can write what the agreement is. If you've ever used a word processing program, you can play around with the controls and make things bigger and smaller in different colors. But that's kind of inconvenient. You wouldn't want to sit there and like style this every single time you wrote it, right? Well, believe it or not, there's something called styles, and both Word and Pages have styles embedded in them, and almost any word processor or text styling program like InDesign and so on, they all have this feature. I checked on the iPad, and Pages on the iPad has it, and so on. It's done a little differently depending on the program, but this is the general rule. When you have a style, you have a preset design for words, for a whole paragraph, or for words within a paragraph, that you can then call back that design and change what a paragraph looks like with one key press usually, or with a combination of keys on your keyboard. So on the iPad there's a menu, so you can select the paragraph and then check which person is talking. You can name the style after the people. I already set styles for the first two in both programs, but let's open up the style sheet so I can give you a little bit of an idea of what that looks like. So the styles pane in the ribbon up here on Word gives you a list of all the styles in your document. Here, let's say in current document. There we go. That's a much shorter list. So here we've got all the styles in the document. You can see I have the style for Aliesa and the style for Almarissa. And here I'll just show you quickly and undo it, that if I were to put my cursor inside of this paragraph and click Aliesa, it changes to her style. Okay, now one thing I didn't do that I want to do is space them out. I don't want people talking on top of each other. So this is something that's not what people would normally know to do. So I wanted to show you this part too. So you can select all your paragraphs, go to Layout in Word, and I'll show you in Pages as well. But go to Layout and put space after. Spacing after 0.25. I'm going to make this difficult. There we go. And I did the double quote, which mean inches. And now you can see everybody's nice and spaced out. So when you have a whole paragraph, there'll be a space after the paragraph. Now, my two styles don't have that space in them. Okay, so if I click this, it's going to go away, right? We're going to undo, and then I'm going to, well, come on, undo style. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is under here, under the little triangle, update to match selection. This is your friend. Update to match selection. Okay, so when you make a change here, you can update to match selection, and everything in the document that is already assigned that style will change. So you're changing every paragraph that Aliessa says will change to the new style. So she decides, I'm tired of this color. I really would rather be green because I'm a tree. She is. I'm green now. Okay, and now Aliessa is green, see? So anywhere that Aliessa's stuff is in the document would change color. Okay, so how do I make a new style? So style some text the way you want it. Like here's Buck, and you can see here there's no style assigned. It's the normal style plus the new rocker font and the size font and blah blah blah. So all of that stuff's in here. Um, so what I'm going to do while I have him selected, while I have his name selected, I'm going to make a new style. Let me show you that again. New style. And I'm going to type his name, Buck. And I'm going to say OK. And that's going to make a new style based on what I have selected. So now I can click Buck and it'll change a paragraph to look like Buck's handwriting or his whatever, his journal style. Okay, whatever you want to call this. So again, new style. Okay. But I did mention, right, that there are shortcut keys and we haven't set any of them yet. So Aliessa, let's say I want Aliessa to be Shift 1. Modify style. And down here in this little menu, I go to shortcut key. Press the new shortcut key, Shift F1. I assign it, and there we go. So now I click all the OKs and get out again. So now when I click here and I do Shift F1, it changes it. I didn't have to click. Okay, so this makes it much quicker to do this. All right. So I could go back to my main ribbon and I could decide I don't know if highlight works actually. I'm not sure whether it'll highlight in a style, but I can decide I don't like Almarissa being, I don't know, italic there. And then I can go, Almarissa, I'm sorry. I don't like her being italic. I take italic off, and now I can update to match selection, and it'll fix all of them to look the same. So this is the magic of styles. So you would go through, make a list of your names, change all the styles, space them out nicely. Some of them can be indented if you want, or use a bullet point for somebody. And you can probably even change what the style of the bullet points are. But whatever it is you do, when you make that new style, or when you grab it and you update their style, it'll change all of their style. So the next important thing, let's say I got everybody. All right. And then there's the presets here, right? So again, I can take heading 1 and I can update that to match this. So now whenever I have these, I can use heading 1. So I can put our agenda and so on as a heading. And then this would be a normal paragraph. So I might update normal paragraph. And so now I could actually have a meeting. And I can press Shift F1 and get Aliessa and so on and so forth. And I can actually have a conversation back and forth between people, or I could have a whole meeting, and put our agreements and our agenda and stuff like that into meeting and get kind of fancy and formal about it. But this makes it so much easier. And at a glance, once you get used to what each other's stuff looks like, you'll know who's talking. But if you were a little confused, you could always look at the style like, oh, okay, that's who said that. All right. Then the last thing was, once you get this set up the way you want it to look, okay, you got all your people listed here, you got all your shortcuts figured out, and let's say you want to have a template. So let's find a title, meeting minutes, and then put date, and then agreement. Actually, we won't want agreement first. We will want our agenda topics picked out before the meeting. And we're going to make that normal so we can actually put our agenda in there. And that's going to be our template for our meetings. And now we're going to save it as a template. And I'm going to call it example meeting minutes and save it. And it gets saved in a templates file for your Microsoft Word installation. Now let's say I come to Word, new from template, do it right. Oh, personal. See, they changed things on me. So instead of featured templates, go to personal templates. That's better. Those are my templates. Okay. Now where is this one? Goodness, don't tell me you're not in here. Oh, there you are. Example meeting minutes. There we go. So now this is there, and you can see my styles are already in it, so everybody would be ready to go. Okay. So now to show you where those features are in Pages. So again, you need to bring up your style pane, so format is where that is. Make it a little bit wider. I already put in 1 or 2, so here we've got Aliesa and we've got Amarissa. Again, I want to select all. I want to put some space after, so I'm going to say 2 inches. Oh, not 2 inches. Oops, 0.225 inches. It doesn't like me either. 18 point, whatever it is. Buck. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to hit the plus symbol. I'm going to name it Buck. There we go. Now we're going to figure out what is Buck's shortcut. Now, unfortunately, in Pages, you have less shortcuts available. You have F1 to F8. We'll make him F1. He's a loudmouth. He talks a lot. Oops, sorry. And so now you can see that. The style here, we could update the heading to match, redefine from selection. So it's right there. Redefine from selection. So that'll make all of these into heading. And what else did I show you? You can change somebody's color. Go in here, change it to a different color. And oops, let me change Buck. We're picking on Buck today. What color do you want? How about angry red? We'll make him angry red. And come up here. Oh, where is it? Somewhere it's supposed to ask. Not clear override. It's being difficult. So at some point it asks us whether we want to update it, and there's a button up here and we click it and it's not being compliant. Thank you. Thank you for making me look silly. Oh, look, Alias is asking to update. Amarissa, Buck. It's not asking me to update the color. I don't know why. So now if I do click Buck, it'll probably change the color on me. It did it with Aliasa. You saw the little update button. Maybe something broke and they'll fix it in the next update. So basically all the same features are available here. So we'll just grab this. We'll bring it over here. Okay. We'll make this into title. Okay, because it looks nicer. And we'll make this into heading. Okay. And that will be body, which it's not giving me an update thing because something's broken. Redefine from selection. There we go. So here we go. We've got basically the same thing as there. And here we go to save as template in our menu. add to template chooser. And now we get to title it. Example, meeting minutes. Okay. So now we're going to close out. We're not going to save that. File, new, and it's in our chooser. We have my templates is already selected. Example meeting minutes. Here we are, and we're ready to type as someone else. So we got Aliesa and Alarissa. And we've got Buck, and it shows you here. I can't point at it or it turns into a carrot. But you got the F1 shortcut listed in the side there to tell you that if you hit F1, you get Buck. Buck is here. So I hope this is helpful and helps people to increase internal communication. That was the whole reason that we did this, because we're all about helping people to build internal community. And I know increasing internal communication is one of the cornerstones of helping you to build a community inside. So I hope this helps you, and please like it, share it, give me a thumbs up, and talk to me in the comments. Tell me whether you're having problems with any of this, if you're working in a program and you don't know where to find these features. At the very least, I'm really good at searching Google and can find the answer, but I may already know. Oh, in that program it's called this. Or no, that program doesn't have this. you know. And maybe I can help you out. So this is Chris, the Chris's, all signing off, and thank you for joining me.